Blackstone Audio presents Cadillac Desert, revised and updated, The American West and Its Disappearing Water, by Marc Reisner. This book is read by Joe Spieler and Kate Udall.
Ozymandias. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculpture well those passions read, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear: My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Percy Bysshe Shelley. For Conrad and Elsa Reisner. Introduction. A semi-desert with a desert heart. One late November night in 1980, I was flying over the state of Utah on my way back to California. I had an aisle seat, and since I believe that anyone who flies in an airplane and doesn't spend most of his time looking out the window wastes his money, I walked back to the rear door of the airplane and stood for a long time at the door's tiny aperture, squinting out at Utah. 2 days earlier, a fierce early blizzard had gone through the Rocky Mountain states. In its wake, the air was pellucid. The frozen fire of a winter's moon poured cold light on the desert below. 6 inches away from the tip of my nose, the temperature was, according to the pilot, -65, and 7 miles below, it was 4 above zero. But here we were, 200 highly inventive creatures, safe and comfortable inside a fat-winged cylinder, racing toward the Great Basin of North America, dozing, drinking, chattering, oblivious to the frigid emptiness outside. Emptiness. There was nothing down there on the earth, no towns, no light, no signs of civilization at all. Barren mountains rose duskily from the desert floor. Isolated mesas and buttes broke the wind-haunted distance. You couldn't see much in the moonlight, but obviously there were no forests, no pastures, no lakes, no rivers. There was no fruited plain. I counted the minutes between clusters of light. 6, 8, 9, 11. Going 9 miles a minute, that was a lot of uninhabited distance in a crowded century, a lot of emptiness amid a civilization whose success was achieved on the pretension that natural obstacles do not exist. Then the landscape heaved upward. We were crossing a high, thin cordillera of mountains, their tops already covered with snow. The Wasatch Range. As suddenly as the mountains appeared, they fell away, and a vast gridiron of lights appeared out of nowhere. It was clustered thickly under the aircraft and trailed off toward the south, erupting in ganglionic clots that winked and shimmered in the night. Salt Lake City, Orem, Draper, Provo. We were over most of the population of Utah. That thin avenue of civilization, pressed against the Wasatches, intimidated by a fierce desert on 3 sides, was a poignant sight. More startling than its existence was the fact that it had been there only 134 years, since Brigham Young led his band of social outcasts to the old bed of a drying desert sea and proclaimed, "This is the place." This was the place? Someone in that first group must have felt that Young had become unhinged by 2,000 horribly arduous miles. Nonetheless, within hours of ending their ordeal, the Mormons were digging shovels into the earth beside the streams draining the Wasatch Range, leading canals into the surrounding desert, which they would convert to fields that would nourish them.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?